All right. It is Tuesday, and we are back after a long week of missing her with the great Sunny Hostin. Hello, Sunny.
Hi, Brian.
Welcome to Behind the Table. You are here on an auspicious night. It is the biggest night in podcasting, everybody. It doesn't get bigger than this. Tonight is the night of our live Behind the Table second anniversary gala celebration. It's
a gala
celebration sponsored by Blue Nile.
Okay, I do like diamonds.
I knew you like diamonds.
That's a biggie, but
diamonds are Sunny's best friend.
A gala? Though?
Gala celebration. There's a carpet, there's photos, there's press. It's going to be an event, and you're going to be there. This is big.
Well, I am going to be there.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's an event.
It's an event. Listen, the Bry guys are coming out of the woodwork.
The Bry guys don't really exist. There are like three of them. Yes, my friend Fritz Latour from college is going to be there and says he's a Bry guy in all caps. But there are like three,
No,
Brian.
There's far more than that. Hashtag Bry guys are real. And there's like at least 7 people on staff have come to me disgusted that apparently my friend's coming because they identify as Bry guys. This is a thing.
I don't know how this has become a thing.
Listen, people love the podcast. And I guess I have a certain charm. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it. But regardless, it's happening. It's real.
It's
happening.
Tonight,
the big event.
It is happening.
I'm a little nervous because.
Are you nervous?
I am. It's an hour. You know, the podcast aside, I don't do this stuff like you guys do, so I'm not as used to it. And
it's going to be easy.
All right, I hope so.
We're just going to chat.
I hope so. It'll be great. It'll be great.
We're going to poke fun at you the way we like to, and it's going to be
Of
good.
course. I also have a note that the Bry gals are coming as well. Right? Some have identified as Bry gals.
That doesn't exist.
I mean, my wife agrees with you that they don't exist, but we'll see. My wife's supposed to come tonight if she actually shows up.
Heather's coming?
Yeah, which makes me nervous too. All right, let's get into last week and I've heard from a lot of people that are surprised we haven't talked about this on the show yet, and it's a miss, I think.
Yeah.
You had the big graduation week.
Oh my gosh,
Gabe graduated from Harvard.
I did. He graduated from Harvard.
What was that like?
You know, it was kind of surreal. You forget that Harvard started in the 1600s, and so it's over like 300 years of tradition.
Yeah.
So it was really steeped in tradition, and I thought it was too much to have 3 different ceremonies, but it wasn't. It's like the first ceremony was on Tuesday, which is like a baccalaureate service, and then the second day was like a class day and honors. My son did graduate with honors from Harvard.
No surprise.
Then the third day was the actual commencement with the commencement speaker. And then after that, you go to your house, which is sort of like Harry Potter, that they're divided into houses.
Sure.
And he went to Quincy House, or dormed at Quincy House. And then there's a diploma conferral there where we blew up big pictures of his head.
Of course you did.
And we were yelling. There were 20 of us from our
20
family.
20 Gabe heads in the audience.
And I will tell you, he got this one award. And so we knew he graduated with honors and all that. But then they announced, and I have to look it up because they announced, that he would be the recipient of the Quincy House Coat of Arms. And so, of course, my husband's like, what kind of off-brand award is that? Why they give him that? And they waited till the last minute. And so we were like, this is nonsense. So the Quincy House Coat of Arms, often referred to as House Scrolls, is given to the senior who has made significant contributions to the Quincy House community, and the awardee is recognized for their dedication, energy, and unique talents that help make Quincy House a vibrant and welcoming home for all.
Oh, how about that?
So I kept it together until they read that, and then I started crying. I was like,
he was already successful, but now he's being recognized for being a good person.
He's
how about
a good
that?
human
That's great.
being,
Yeah.
And you just never know because you don't get this little rule book when you're parenting. And
Sure.
we're kind of tiger parents, and we're kind of hard on our kids. Especially my husband. If they brought home a 98. It was like, great, what happened to the other 2 points?
Yep.
And so I was trying to balance that out, but I'm firm too. So the fact that
I was going to say, I'm surprised that's a Manny thing because I feel like if you got a 98, you'd want to know what happened to the other 2 points.
I would, but I try not to do that to the kids.
Right.
But he is very much that guy. And the other thing that was special for us is that at the luncheon, the Quincy House luncheon, apparently the staff also vote for this award. And one of the guys that works in the dining hall came up to Gabriel and said, "I'm going to miss you the most because we're invisible to so many people, but not to you." And he was crying.
Oh, wow. That's so
It
sweet.
was like so special. I was like just
Yeah.
looking at him, like, look at this guy.
Well, it's nice to know for all the money, college costs, and everything else.
It's very expensive,
but it's well spent. Look at this. Look at the kind of
and
boy you've molded. That's amazing.
Thank you. And so
man, you've molded now.
We're
Really,
really proud of him. And he's going to be doing a research fellowship at Yale.
Oh, wow.
For 2 years, and he's going to be studying the non-pharmaceutical treatments on depression and anxiety for young men between the ages of 18 to 24.
Is that like sun lamps and stuff? What are we talking about?
All of the alternative treatments, including psilocybin, including ayahuasca. He's going to have a control group. I mean, he's much smarter than I am, so he wrote it all up. And
that ayahuasca stuff is interesting.
It's very interesting. It supposedly changes brainwaves, but he's
Will Smith did it, I remember.
And Michael Pollan wrote a book on it that Gabriel was really engaged with, and so he's going to be working with the School of Public Health,
Aaron Rodgers
at Yale, and also the medical school.
Oh, fascinating.
At Yale. So it's really fascinating. It's his passion. He's passionate about public health.
Okay, well, if you end up doing that as a test,
I don't want to do any of the.
I don't think you should, but if you do, I want a camera there if it happens.
I don't want to do any of the things, but I'm very proud of him because it's a space where he's going to be helping young men that are and there's an epidemic.
There absolutely is. Yeah,
anxiety.
We talk about it on the show a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's really interested in just helping people.
That's fantastic.
So it's cool. So enough about Gabriel.
Well, you should be very proud, and we're all proud too. Because I mean, I've been here long enough that he was
on this show.
A little kid when he was here.
Yes, he grew up on this show.
Crazy.
Insane.
All right. Well, before you were on graduation duty, you were at the courtroom. You were on courtroom duty.
Day.
For The View and for ABC News. You've been covering the Sean Diddy Combs trial.
Yes.
You've been in the courtroom. You've been hosting your own show.
I have my own show on Hulu now, a series.
Check it out, guys, on Sundays.
We have reenactments and everything.
Very
cool. The reenactments are really good.
Really well done. When I first heard that, I was like, I don't know that that's going to work, but it works. It's really good.
Really good. And what's incredible about it is, as a person who's in the courtroom every day,
it's accurate.
Watching, I don't know, are these actors sitting in the courtroom? Like, it's unbelievable.
That's great.
Especially Cassie Ventura, who's the star witness. I mean, this actress got it down pat. It was really kind of eerie and strange for me to see it again.
What's it like in the courtroom?
Wow, it's pretty intense, actually. You know, and federal courtrooms are not known for their intensity, but because I prosecuted federal sex crimes and trafficking, I know the import of it. But this has the added sort of undercurrent of celebrity, and his entire family is there, including his children, and they're hearing really graphic, very disturbing testimony. And I have to say, I don't think it's a great idea for his children to be in the courtroom. His daughters left at one point when the testimony got really graphic, but I'm in there watching Sean Combs. He's very engaged. I know him, and he's like was staring at me one day, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. I spoke to his mother, very briefly in the bathroom, and I'm watching the jurors because they are taking this in, not as there are no lawyers on the jury as far as I know, but just as people listening to some pretty disturbing, graphic allegations and testimony. And I've got to tell you, there are dream teams on both sides. Jim Comey's daughter, Maureen, is heading up the prosecution. And then you've got Tenny Garagos and Mark Agnifilo, who are crackerjack defense attorneys. Tenny is Mark Garagos' daughter.
Your friend.
My friend and famed attorney. And Mark Agnifilo is not as well known as Mark Garagos, but his wife, Karen, is representing Luigi. So, I mean, you've got powerhouse folks in there, and it's some of the best lawyering I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, when we've talked about it off camera, you usually have pretty strong opinions of how these things are going to go, but you seem like it could go either way.
It could go either way because it's such an odd case for people to get their minds around. Like, I'm hearing, commentary by sort of non-lawyers on television, and they're saying, why would she stay for 10 years? She got $30 million. And they're sort of questioning the cycle of abuse and what that does to a survivor. They're not understanding it. The prosecution did bring in an expert to try to just explain the psychology of it. But some of the jurors,
I was curious what the jury's reaction to that is.
My read is, there are two in particular that when they heard about the money, they were sort of looking around. One even sort of scoffed at it.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think it's going to be close.
In your experience, I imagine you are good at this, but reading a jury, is that something you feel like you have a good...
Well, trials are won and lost during jury selection.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of men on there. And I would think that because she testified that she never said no, overtly, there are going to be guys thinking, well, how do I know someone's consenting then?
Mm-hmm.
So the prosecution has a lot of hurdles to get over. And the defense did a great job by saying he's a deeply complicated, flawed man with an unconventional sex life, but he's a domestic violence abuser, but he's not a sex trafficker, and he's not he's not a racketeer, and he didn't transport women for prostitution or men for prostitution. So that's a pretty decent argument. Like, this guy's a bad guy, but he's not that guy.
Diddy has pled not guilty to all charges and denied all sexual assault allegations.
Yes, absolutely. Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, of course. And the new Hulu docuseries, Diddy on Trial, As It Happened, is hosted by our own Sunny Hostin, featuring courtroom reenactments and analysis from a rotating team of experts. New episodes stream every Sunday on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus throughout the trial, and you should definitely check it out.
8 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's doing great. It's
top 5.
Yeah.
It's been top 5 since it started. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest.
I'm
with
not
you.
surprised, but I understand it.
I was.
Yeah, there's a lot of hunger for this, and
and
it's
interesting to be top of the call sheet. Like they're asking me a lot of questions, and I'm changing scripts, and it's been a real wild ride.
No, I'm glad you're doing it. All right. Well, we talked about the Beckham family today.
We did.
And Victoria is apparently feuding with her son's wife. I want to know what would happen if Gabe's future wife didn't get along with you. I mean, I think you've probably thought about this a little bit.
I've thought about it a lot. And I know, because I've been married for 26 years, that you marry families. And I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that woman feels welcome in our home, because I want to see my grandkids. I want to see my son. I want everybody together. So, I'm not the easiest mother, I know. And I every mother, I think, has a perception of who, is going to be in her child's life. But I'm going to, with open arms, welcome whichever person he chooses. I've made a pact, and Manny agrees with me. We want to make sure that marriage is successful, and we want to make sure that she can come to us for anything. Same with Paloma. We're going to do that.
How's that going so far in the dating process?
I have learned that I just, he asks me advice, and I give him my honest feedback.
Right.
And what he did tell me is that I've been right every single time.
Okay.
But I let it go. Like, I just let him experience it, because he's 22 years old.
Right.
He has to learn, what he likes, what he doesn't like, who would be a good partner, who wouldn't be a good partner.
Have there been any that you've been completely like, this is the one, I'm in on this, and then it doesn't work out?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
And I loved her family, because you marry families.
You do.
And
you never know where things will land.
And he also has a best friend who I love, and he's like, but that's like my cousin. I'm like, no, she's beautiful and smart.
Anything can happen. But it's so important, and you don't really, I mean, that's something everybody says, you marry the family, but I think until you actually are in it, you don't really realize how true that is and how much it matters.
True. And our family's big.
No, sure.
Like, we're like open arm family. We do a lot of that.
No, I've lucked out. My wife's family's terrific. And,
my in-laws were wonderful, and my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, we travel together. Like, we really like each other.
Right.
So,
but
my family loves Manny.
But I know when I was dating, I didn't bring someone home unless I was prepared for that onslaught of.
And I believe Gabriel and Paloma both do that.
I think that's the thing.
You know what just happened though?
Yeah.
I haven't said it on the show. So Paloma and I made a pact that she would not date her first year at Cornell.
Wow.
I just, you can get derailed by heartbreak.
Absolutely.
And Cornell, it's very challenging. She's in the art and architecture school, and she's working hard, and there are all these requirements, and Some of them are math requirements. I just needed her to focus and get acclimated and then date.
Is she like a heart on her sleeve kind of person? She doesn't strike me as that necessarily.
She is.
Really?
Yeah.
She seems tough to me.
Nah,
Yeah.
she's like, she falls hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so we made that agreement. So I start looking at her Instagram, and this guy like keeps on popping up in her stories, like sprinkled throughout the stories. He's very good looking, and he belongs to my husband's fraternity.
Oh, okay. You love that.
So I was like, and I said, are you, is this somebody you're dating? She said, we made an agreement. We're not going to date. But then she said to me last week, I think we are going to date. And I said, you better have him call your father. Because that's just a respect thing.
Sure.
And so he texted Manny. And Manny said,
text.
Are you trying to have this conversation by text?
Wow. So
and then the guy's like, can you talk now? And Manny said, call me Monday. This was like Wednesday or Thursday.
This poor kid.
Oh, no.
So he's got to go through the weekend
and I was
worried
like,
about
Manny,
this?
what happened to we're going to embrace people and, we're going to make it easy. He was like, nah, not.
I mean, as a father, I kind of get that too.
Do you?
I
was
do.
just like, no.
I do.
You're going to ruin this for her.
But, I mean, that's a tall order. He's got to call just to date. It's not like he's proposing. He's got to call just to be the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that either.
In college?
I didn't know that was a thing
Wow.
until it happened. I was like, what? And Paloma said, oh, God.
Wow.
So I'm waiting. I haven't heard the conversation recap because this was the call was supposed to happen yesterday.
I do think texting's. I mean, it's a different generation, but I can't imagine like texting.
That wasn't smart.
My girlfriend's father being like, "Hey, we're dating." Like, what?
I know. What was he thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a generational thing. I think.
But he's a nice kid.
He must be. He's
really,
trying this.
He's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Word on the curb is that he's really smart. He's an engineering student.
Can't be that smart if he texted Manny. But yeah,
I know. I was like,
no, engineering's good. This is all good. This is all positive, good things.
And she didn't date for the first year.
Yeah.
And she is on her way to have really great grades.
I have to say, I had heartbreak freshman year of college,
and
it derailed
did it derail
me.
you?
I didn't get out of bed for a month and a half. It was derailed. Yeah.
Derails you. You got to tell your kids no dating for a year.
I like that. I've told my kids no dating till they're 30, so it's good. It works out. But either way. All right, we have an advice question from one of our listeners here for you.
Okay.
I have a friend that betrayed my confidence after I told her something not to be shared. Do you believe in giving people second chances?
No, she's dead to me.
Dead to you.
That was easy. No, I mean, you have to have complete trust. You can't do that.
Right.
And
it's happened to you, right? I mean, you've been in these situations.
Well, I'm a vault.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying you've been betrayed.
I was betrayed once, and she's dead to me.
Yeah.
Sorry. It takes a lot to share something
right.
With someone that you're nervous about sharing. And if you say, this goes in the vault, it goes in the vault. I have a friend, Regina. When I say vault, man, Regina, she knows where all the bodies are buried.
Yep.
She's probably helped me do it. And she would, I don't think you could torture the information out of her.
Do you ever test it? Do you ever give people information to see what will happen?
No, that's
it's a good move.
You would do.
I do that. Yes. I do that. I give out,
Everyone should know Brian is a puppet master.
Oh, everyone, you have a theory that I have.
You do.
Evil Emperor Palpatine type control over
you
things,
do.
And I don't.
I
don't.
Do.
I just hang on for dear life and see what happens.
It's all master plan.
No, but occasionally I'll throw something out there around the office, like hey, maybe you know what, we're going to go to Vegas next November and just see if anybody repeats it and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, no, I've never done that, but I have a very tight-knit group of friends, and I trust them.
Yeah. You know who the new host is? Oprah. She's coming in, every once in a while, just to see what happens.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I've never thought about, maybe I'm too trusting, but I know my friend group.
Mm-hmm.
The one who's a little loose with his lips is Manny. Actually.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
He doesn't keep, the group secrets well.
No?
No.
Among who does he tell? His friends?
Yeah, or he'll tell his friends something. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he's just like, oh, I didn't think that was a big secret. I'm like, but I told you it was a secret. So yeah, he's not.
I have one kid that cannot keep a secret for the life of her. She's dying to tell everyone. She cannot. She just gets a.
Is it Grace?
It's Lily, actually.
It's Lily?
Lily is just, she gets an evil grin and can't wait to tell. if I take her somewhere and say like, don't tell your sister we did this because she'll be jealous. She's like, she can't wait to do it. Guess what? She just, I got this.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. But,
That's great.
but you got to navigate it. It's tough.
Lily's the one.
Lily's the one. Thank you for joining me today, Sunny.
Thank you, Brian.
Tomorrow I'll be back with Joy and we will relive the greatest night in podcast history, the live podcast. You'll all get to hear it at some point where we put it together.
I really want to see these Bri guys. Like I want them to all stand up. I think we should say, are there Bri guys in the audience? And let's see how many people.
There's also going to be Joy Boys, and they outnumber the Bri guys because they're Joy fans.
That's
think.
a thing?
Yeah, Joy Boys are a thing. Yeah.
Do I have a Sunny Hive or
we
anything
haven't
like
gotten
that?
them yet. I'm sure there is one, but we haven't named them yet.
I want a Sunny
Hostin's
Hive.
hens.
I want something.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. We're on it.
Okay.
All right. Anna's bananas.
What?
Yeah, we gotta work on all these things. But
come on, guys.
I mean, there's a large Sunny fan base. We just haven't given them a name. I like a Sunny Hive, Hostin Hive.
I want something.
Yeah. All right, more to come. Thanks,
right.
everybody.